So this is the yarn that I'm using, and I will be using the 9mm hook, and I will start by making a long chain. So slip knot, now I made a chain of 53, and sometimes I do measure it right away on myself, but to make it a bit more precise, I'm doing the first row. So you can measure it now from your top shoulder, from the shoulder to down, the length of the vest that you want to have. But I will do the first row, and then I will show you that I'm measuring it. So because now it looks like that, this one, but if you stretch it a little, this is how it's gonna look like. So I will skip the first chain and I will go into the second stitch with single crochet. How do we do it? Just insert the hook and pull through. And this is how I'm gonna do for the next of the row. So continue until the end over here, and I will meet you at the measuring part. So now I'm finishing the first row, and I will measure it and then continue to crochet. Okay, so this is my first row. And now it's easy to measure, like the length how I want it to be. So this is perfect for me. Okay. Remember the number of chains, because exactly the same number you'll use for all the panels. And we will have 3 panels. 1 back panel, this one, the back panel, and 2 front panels. And for both of them, we'll use the exactly same number of chain, and for all of them, we'll have exactly the same number of chain and exactly the same starting row. So I'll see you in the next row. So now that the first row is done, we go into the second row. So I'll make a chain of 1, turn our work, we skip this turning chain, and we go into each stitch with single crochet. and continue like that until the end of the row over here. So as in my case, I did 53 chains and then one I skipped. So I should have in this row 52 single crochet, and in the next row the same. So in my case, I'll have 52 single crochet in each row I will have. Now I'm doing my last stitches. This is the last one, 52nd chain or stitch. Now again, this turning chain, turning loop, turn my work, and I will do one single crochet on top of the other single crochet. And if you are using stitch markers, the marker you need to put it over here on top of the first single crochet, yeah? And you continue like that, very simple, going to the end of a row with single crochet. That's all that you have to do for the back panel. In my case, I did 40 rows. So these are 40 rows of single crochet. Basically the panel is like that. So these are this is the shoulder and this is the back, the length of the vest. So in your case, if you want, you can make, depends of your measurements, bigger or smaller, like less rows or more rows. Maybe you want an oversized look. So this will be for the back panel. Now for the front panels, there will be two identical ones. And I did one already, and I'm gonna make the second one. So it will look like this. I did 9 rows. So basically you start the same with this long chain and you make 9 rows. Then on the 10th row, I will show you how to make this transition. So for now, as you finished the back panel, start with one of the front panels. I did 9 rows because this part, the 9 rows, will be on my shoulder. Yeah, this is what I wanted to have on my shoulder. All right, I did 9 rows of single crochets, and now I'm on the 10th row. I started it the same as we did all other rows, but I stopped at the doing only 36 single crochets. So here 16 of them I won't do it, and instead I will go up and do the next rows here. So this way here will form the front, which is going to be an open front. So I did 36 single crochet up to here, and instead of going until the end of the row, I'll just do chain 1, turn my work, and continue with single crochet from here until the end of the row. So here is forming our space, like I did for the one of the panel already, yeah? So now we will be working for this part. Now we are doing this part. Here I have 12 rows. You check for yourself your measurements and see how do you want to have it here. As you can see, I didn't cut the yarn here, so I know if I need more, I will just add another row. So here I did already one row, yeah, the one which we called the 10th row, and moving into the 11th. But in total, just these short ones, I will have 12, like here. So here is 12 rows and here 9 rows. So this is how you measure the front panel. I did measure it like that. So the 9 rows will be here, and here is the front. This is my panel, how I'm measuring it. So when you do the panel, you put it up here on the shoulder and see if you need more or less rows. And then when you move up with, I did 36 row, 36 single crochet up to here. And if you want, you can move more up or more down. You can do more up if you want, not to have this gap here with that. So I did the 2 panels and I added 1 extra row, also because I want to finish here up. So in total I will have 13 rows in here on this part. Not 12 but 13. And now here I'm not cutting the yarn, but I will make a longer chain. So like I did on one of my panel already, I'll make a chain like that. So if you're finished here, just attach the yarn over here. But I finished over here at the front, and I will make a long chain, so it's gonna be like a tie, to tie in the front. So I'll just make a long chain. Okay, now once I'm happy with the length, I'll cut the yarn. And just hide the yarn here, through the chains. You can take a needle, or you can do it with a hook. Now you have 2 panels. They are 2 identical panels. Yeah, exactly the same. And here we'll have to tie the vest in front. Now it's the time to connect the pieces. So we take our big long panel and we take one of the panels, the front ones, and you put it like that. So this is how it's gonna be. And now we need to connect the pieces over here. Now you start with one side and just make sure that each row matches the other one. So if you have here 10 rows, make sure it will match 10 rows over here. Now you just take the yarn and connect it to the project. And there are many ways to connect the piece, but in this project I would like this style. If you want, you can just sew it together. So I will just make with single crochet these two together. So you hold it like that together and you go through the stitches to both sides, and I do it like this. Now that is finished, this part, I cut the yarn, make a knot, and later I will take it through the all wavy ends with a needle. And this is how it's gonna look. Now the same thing we do for the next one. This time I will start from here. So I will take the yarn and just connect the pieces together. Wrap the yarn. I'll take this with me right away and go through the stitches. And this is how it's connected now. Now it remains just the sides. Now for the sides. So here, where is gonna be my arm, I roughly put my arm and see where I want how big I want the hole to be, and I counted the same stitches. I counted 22 here and 22 here, and then I put a marker here. And because I don't want to close it all the way down, I want to leave here opened on the side, I will just crochet up to here. So this part I will crochet. You can start to crochet from here down and see if you want to leave here open or not. So I will attach the yarn over here. And I'll do exactly the same like I did for the shoulders. Going through both stitches. Okay, here is done, and I'll just do the same for the next one. I'll count again the same number of stitches from this side and put the marker here, and I'll do the mirror what I did over here. And the vest is done. I usually, what I do, I stretch it so the stitches will go into place. I do it slightly like that. And this vest is done. I think I might add one more tie. It would be nice to add one more here. Thank you so much for watching.